In this section, you'll be learning how to change the default text of the Submit button at the bottom of Forms. The trucking company requires the drivers to go through the following workflow. 1. Check their dashboard forms for tasks assigned to them. 2. Confirm one of the assigned tasks and drive to the load address. 3. At the loading address, load the cargo on the truck. 4. Drive to the delivery address and unload the cargo. And repeat these steps until their shift is over. You'll have to create the forms for the drivers to report the steps of the workflow, and the workflow scripts that process the workflow form submissions, and which change the statuses of the tasks in the reference table. Assigned status tasks must shift into confirmed status when the driver confirms them, then into loaded when the driver reports that the cargo has been loaded, or canceled if the delivery is canceled for some reason. Finally, when the driver reports that he or she has delivered the goods, the task status must change to completed. In the first of the workflow forms, the driver is supposed to select one of the deliveries that is assigned to him or her and start work on it. The trucking company think that the driver needs to be sure that he or she is not confirming a task in somebody else's name. So they ask you to put the driver's name at the top of the form. They want the actual name of the driver, so the @user system parameter is not enough. Create the reference table declaration file for the driver's reference table that has the full names of the drivers in one of its columns, and their account usernames in another for filtering. Naturally, you'll need an input data spreadsheet to populate the reference table. Download it from our tutorial pages and overwrite the input data spreadsheet in your solution folder. Open it and check that it has a new driver's worksheet. The driver's input table lists the full names and usernames of the drivers. The primary key equals true attribute in the reference table declaration file specifies that the user ID column uniquely identifies each driver in the table. Now to the first workflow form itself. Use the Send label attribute in the form element to customize the text on the Submit button. The form has 3 components. The first is a label with the driver's name, which comes from the brand new reference table that you've just created. The query statement of the name label pulls the name column from the driver's reference table and filters it to show only the current user's name. The second component is a drop-down. Using it, the driver will be able to choose a task from the ones that are currently assigned to him or her. The drop-down pulls all the delivery tasks from the assignments reference table that are assigned to the particular driver and have the assigned status. The Assign drop-down controls query statement returns the delivery task's assignment ID as key, and its load address as the selectable text in the drop-down. Don't forget to specify the data type of the reference table columns that you bind into the form. When the user submits the form to the cloud, only the value of his or her selection is submitted, but not its key. However, the workflow script identifies the rows in the reference table by the ID column, so you need the assignment ID hidden label in the form that references the key of the selected item, the reference table row, of the dropdown. The last component of the form is a link to the address that the driver selects in the dropdown. If you reference the value property of the dropdown control, the link will always display the user's selection. This will help the driver plan the route to the selected delivery address. Save the form as confirmtask.form.xml in your solution folder. Open a new text file for the associated workflow script. The workflow script implements the workflow by updating the reference table in the cloud. The specific row of the reference table that the script should modify is determined by the assignment ID hidden label in the confirm task form. Save your workflow script and publish the solution. Open the Confirm Task form on your mobile device. Select an address and submit your form. Check the Task Status column in the dashboard form. Now it says that the task is confirmed, because if you go and check in the reference table, it is in fact confirmed.